Hello and welcome back to school. Welcome back to the Super Speech Headquarters, where we do articulation therapy, language therapy, fluency therapy, and voice therapy. I know many of you. However, if you are new to Sheridan Terrace or the Sheridan Terrace Speech Program, welcome. My name is Mrs. McLaughlin, and I'm the speech therapist here at Sheridan Terrace and also at Norwin High School. I'm a Penn State graduate. I'm also a graduate of the University of Maryland, where I received my master's degree in speech language pathology. I worked in the Fairfax County School District for a few years before I returned back to the area when my first daughter was born. I've been here since 2003, and I've been with Norwin since Sheridan Terrace first opened. Although my speech room has been stars, frogs, pirates, apples, and now superheroes, this has been my speech room for the past 17 years, and I love Sheridan Terrace Elementary School. It's a great place to be, and a wonderful, supportive staff, and good kids too. And at the bottom of the slide, you'll see the thing that I'm most proud of is being a mother of my own 4 super kids. My kids range in age from high school down to elementary school. So I want you to know, and I think it's important for you to understand that I'm a parent too. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out to me with any questions or concerns, because there's probably a good chance that I've been in that same situation before. And also, I want to take this time to say thank you to all of you parents, especially for the last 6 months and all that you've done at home, not only in regards to academic things, but also all you've done to support your students' speech and language needs. So I appreciate all that you've been doing. This is my student teacher. We call her Miss M. She is from Cal U. And she's a graduate student there in her 2nd year. She also works as a graduate assistant in the Cal U Tutoring Center. I have to tell you that Miss M is awesome. I cannot say enough wonderful things about her, and I know that your child is really going to enjoy having her around for the next few months. This is our Super Speech Headquarters. And you can see there might not be as many decorations and things as in previous years, but we're still trying to keep things fun. We've taken out some of the things like the tables and different things just so that we can make sure that we keep the kids at least 6 feet apart. And in situations where that's not possible, we are able to go to the LGI room for a larger space. You can see on one of the shelves, we have one of the plexiglass barriers. We have a couple of those when needed. We also have a new Promethean board, which is awesome. We can do some interactive speech games. We can watch some videos on how to say our sounds. We can project the screen and do different PowerPoints. It's really fantastic. And I can pull up the students' Google Classroom on the screen as well so they can follow along. It's just a really cool tool and toy. I really like it. As far as our class schedule, we will be seeing students face-to-face. The blue group will be coming on Mondays and Tuesdays, and they'll be having speech therapy on those days. The gold students will be coming on Thursday and Friday. They will have speech and therapy on those days. I'm typically at Sheridan Terrace in the mornings, and I've already been working with the students' teachers just to make sure that we're pulling the kids at the most appropriate times. As far as the service delivery face-to-face, we want to make sure that you understand that we are seeing the students in a smaller group with a smaller group size than in previous years. The students are still required to have face masks or face shields, and we try to incorporate the plexiglass barriers when appropriate. The students are at least 6 feet away from the therapists and the other students, and we're trying to incorporate the Google Classroom this year instead of the speech folders, just so that we're not passing folders and papers back between school and home. We're going to try to limit that as much as possible. So each child that comes to the speech room has different objectives. So your child might be working on producing specific sounds. They may be working on using sentences, using appropriate grammar or pronouns, or learning about vocabulary or using longer sentences. They might be working on listening skills such as following directions or understanding vocabulary or answering questions. They may be working on ways to decrease their stuttering and bumpy speech. They may be learning about pragmatic language activities such as initiating and maintaining conversations, using good eye contact and good peer interactions. They may be also they may also be learning how to use good vocal habits and strategies to help them if they have vocal nodules or some other difficulty with projecting their voices. As I mentioned before, we will be having a speech Google Classroom this year, and you may add your child at any time. If you have not added your child yet, you can certainly do that by clicking the link in this PowerPoint. Just be advised that your child's name will be visible to all students within that classroom. We won't be sharing any goals or anything, but the name may be visible, and so far that hasn't been a problem. But of course, if you are uncomfortable with that in any way, we can certainly find another way to provide the homework to your child. I also wanted to let parents know that we have the progress monitoring reports every 9 weeks online. So you are able to view how your child has progressed within his or her goals during that quarter. So of course, speech is not graded. However, we do like to show progress that is made each 9 weeks. If you have any trouble with viewing that in Skyward, please let me know. So this is a lot of information on one little screen. So I'm going to kind of sum it up in a nutshell. When students first start in the speech and language program, parents aren't sure exactly sometimes how that process works. And it's not as simple as just signing a permission slip saying, my son or daughter can go to the speech room. So it involves an evaluation, and then after the evaluation is completed and your child would qualify, then an IEP is developed, and that is a document that would contain your child's academic information, information from you, their teachers, their strengths, their needs, and then developing goals to work on in speech therapy. So then once they have that, they come to the speech room at whatever frequency is determined to be most appropriate. And that is revisited every year. However, it certainly can be modified within any point in that year. And goals can be changed, frequency can be changed, anything can be changed. It would just require you to reach out or me to reach out to you. Or the teacher to reach out to me, and us coming together and making those changes. Now, once a child is in speech, they will continue to receive a new IEP every year for 3 years. At the end of that 3 years, they would, if they're still in the speech program, would need to do another reevaluation to see if they still continue to need that service. Now, of course, many students graduate before that point. Some students even within a year. At any point that your child meets his or her language goals, speech goals, whatever goals they are working on, and the team feels like it's time, we can do an evaluation at any time, a reevaluation, and see how they are doing on either a standardized test or informal measures or whatever we feel. So once your child, I guess, essentially is signed up for the speech program, does not mean that they need to continue in that program for the entire school year. At any point that you have the right to either request that your child no longer attend speech, or that your child is reevaluated to see if continued speech services are needed. So I'm including my information here for you. I have my extension here at school. If you call within the school day, it typically will go to voicemail. If you just let me know a good phone number and time to reach you, I will call you back that day. I also, my email is here as well. Please, please, please reach out at any time. I would be more than happy to just touch base and let you know how things are going here. So please feel free to contact me at any time. This is just a cute little, a cute picture I wanted to end on. This was drawn by Mrs. Weaver's husband at the end of last school year. I wanted to include it. This is our speech and language team here at Norwin. And I'm on one end, on the other end is Miss Ebbett. She also is a speech therapist here at Sheridan Terrace Elementary School. She works with the students here that attend the autistic support classrooms. So Miss Ebbett and I occasionally will co-treat with students. So if your child will come home and say, oh, you know, Miss Ebbett, you know Miss Ebbett. So on that note, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm looking forward to having a fantastic year in speech. We have a lot of really fun activities planned, and I'm looking forward to a great year. So thank you for sharing your children with me, and please reach out at any time. Have a great night.